Hello everyone. Now we will start the tools in real world real-time mainframe projects. In this session, we will try to understand the general questions. How a real-time system architecture and how JCL COBOL DB2 changes code, test and deploy, and what are the tools to use in the real time. Coming to the team management side, we will have some questions like what are different teams involved in our daily project, how documentation is happening, what are the general team meetings, and how the work comes and assigned to the team. We will see one by one. We will start with software development lifecycle. Nothing but like how we will start coding from scratch and how to test and deploy. So we will try to understand first concept, then we will go for the technical implementation. Then after we will see two examples, new development of elements and bug fix of elements. First, we will understand the flow. Before understanding the flow, we need to understand few terms like elements, environment, testing environments and stages, release or deployment, and version controlling. Elements means all the mainframe elements. What are the elements we use for a mainframe development? JCLs, procedures, control cards, COBOLs, and DB2 tables. Coming to the environment means this set is to finish one task, we need all these setup. So that is called one environment. So we have seen the environment. So like that we will have four test, three testing environment and one production. So total four environments. So next term release or deployment. So we develop the elements in local PDS and place it into the unit environment for testing and a integration environment, then user acceptance environment. For all these testing environments finish their task and we will deploy to the production. Deploy to the production is nothing but placing the elements in the real-time system where real-time project works. The next term is version controlling. Observe that we have a COBOL running in a production and there is a new or bug fix requirement. So how a developer can handle this? Just taking the bug fix one, we will take one production version source code some from production environment and apply the changes on top of that. Then test the element. So once the testing is finished, we will place it into the production. So that is nothing but deployment. In deployment, we don't delete the previous version element, we keep it stored aside, because in production if any other issue comes because of our new code changes, we just ignore the latest element and deploy the previous version. So we maintain all deployed versions from starting of element. This is called version controlling. Let's have a overall end-to-end process from development to the deployment. So a developer develop code changes in local PDS, right? Nothing but writing JCLs, COBOLs, even DB2 DDL statements, etc., and places them into the testing environment. So this is called development. Then developer performs unit testing. So unit testing performs in the unit test region. Then developer once testing completed, then he will sign off to code move to the next environment, nothing but the integration environment. This is called unit testing sign off. So who will do the code move changes? So developer will do that. Developer code moves to the next environment integration. This is called code movement step. So once the code movement happen to the integration environment, the tester take over the task. So testers like functional tester, BAT, back business acceptance tester, takes the look of requirement and they perform the FT BAT testings. This is the piece called FT BAT testing. Then tester feels successful of testing. Then he will sign off to code move changes to the next environment. This step is called FT-BAT testing sign off. Once we got the sign off, batch management team will get informed by the developer to code move changes to the user acceptance test environment. It is client environment. So this step is called again code movement step. So the client get the information like based on his requirement performed or not. Then he will do some user acceptance testings. So this is called EAT testing. Once client feels successful of UAT means the requirement is fulfilled, he will give sign off to code move changes to the production, nothing but next environment. So this is also called deployment. So here release management take all the proof documents of unit testing and FTBAT testings and EAT testings and few other documents as a proof. Then they will move to the elements production. As we have seen end-to-end process, now we can feel that unit testing environment is developers, integration testing environment is testers, and EAT testing environment is clients, and production is the real-time system. We need to follow this sequence to develop or bug fix any element. Now we will see how these testings and deployments technically happen. So for each environment, testing environment, we will have a PDSs like this. So for jobs, we copy manually. We will place copy paste into the unit jobs, unit procs, and unit control cards. So to move to the next environment, we just copy paste to the other things. Coming to the COBOLs, we don't copy paste because we require to do compilation, binding, etc. So for this, we use the Endeavor tool. So coming to the DBA team, DB2 changes. Actually, then we don't do any changes even testing environment too. We directly I request DBA team to do any changes for new creation of tables like altering tables, etc. If you observe one more thing, here the jobs, unit procs, unit control cards point to the unit testing environment COBOL elements. Then it will point to the DB2 environment like unit DB. So this is a setup we have to do in the unit jobs, unit procs. We will see that later. So each any environment job like unit jobs point to the unit environment and integration jobs point to the integration environment. That's how we can do the testings. So placing element into endeavor stages is nothing but compiling and binding COBOL programs as I discussed. Endeavor will take care of compile, bind, version controlling, etc. We know developing and compiling. Now we will see how to test the programs. I told you that unit jobs point to the unit endeavor stages, how it will be. So we just give the step library sequence unit for a step library as a sequence stop and then production. So why production? I will explain it later. So coming to the integration, we will give integration point one in step library and for a EAT, we will give step library sequence as a EAT first. So production, it's a production itself. So coming to the DB2 programs, we will give DSN system first for unit DB for unit jobs. For integration jobs, we will give INTGB. So that's how it will be pointed to the only those environment for testings. Now we know how to place elements in each environment. This is called development. We also know how to test the fixed changes in each environment. That's called testing. Now we will see some examples of developments step by step. So new developments and bug fixing to the elements. We'll see how to develop a new JCL, coprocessors, control cards. A developer writes these elements into his local PDS with his user ID PDS, and developer places elements in unit testing libraries like project.unit.jobs, project.unit.procs, and project.unit.control cards. So once developer performs unit testing, once he feels success, then developer promotes code to the INTG libraries, integration libraries. Nothing but it is manual copy as I said. So then again the same procedure, tester performs, then he sign off, and BM team will move to the batch management team, move to the next environment, user acceptance libraries. So these user acceptance libraries, we don't, developer won't have access. So only batch management team have access to these. So developer should request BM team to do this. Once client performs testings and everything he feels success, then release management take over all proofs. Then they will plan in the release to in the production. So bug fix is same, but instead of creating the new JCL new procs, we will take the production version to the local PDS just by manually copying. Then we'll work on that. The next element is COBOL programs. So developer writes COBOLs in his local PDS with his real PDS. So developer places COBOLs in unit testing environment libraries. As I said, we don't do it manual copy. For this, we use the Endeavor tool. So adding to the unit testing by Endeavor add method. We will see these methods upcoming. Then developer performs the unit testing. Once it success, then he will promote code to the integration libraries. This is Endeavor move method. So tester performs the FT and BAT testings. Once it success, then BM team promotes the code changes to the next environment user acceptance. This is also move method. So client EAT gives sign off. Once EAT is successful, release management take over all the proofs, then they will deploy to the production. So bug fix, this is also same. So instead of taking the new member, new start scratch development, we will take the copy of production source code to the local. So this taking production source code to the local, again endeavor method retry, that is also we will see next. Three things to understand here. One, create new PDS member in local user id.cobol.source. We will write a program one. Then add to endeavor. It is nothing but compile and bind. So here, if you observe, this is one set of parameters how to add the element to the endeavor. Then performing unit testing, we have already explained the testing scenarios. Then we will provide a step library unit. So the structure will be like this: endeavor, unit, integration, user acceptance, production. We don't have the program one in the production. We are started scratch development. So 2, 3, 4, 5 already in a production. Coming to the bug fix, we don't create the new scratch development. We retrieve first element. So here I have given retrieve method parameters. So don't worry about this method parameters. We will see endeavor tool operations next in the next session. So the performing unit testing is also same, adding and performing unit testing. So in that case, we are doing the fixing the program 3. Let's take, we have a program 3 in production region. Also we retrieve to local and edited changes, then places to the unit region. So we need to provide the sequence library step lib for unit as the priority one, then production. Just remember of this cycle. So if it is a new development, we don't worry about the retrieve method. We can ignore of it, and we will start scratch develop from local and local PDS. Then we will write the code changes, add method, to the unit testing add, then move method to move to the integration, then other move method for user acceptance, then deployment to the production. So for bug fix, we should retrieve to the local by the retrieve method. So this is how, just clear understanding. Add method will take the local PDS member, nothing but local PDS program, and add it to the unit testing with compilation and binding. Then in the unit testing, developer performs unit testing. Once success, prepares documents and sign offs. Move method unit testing to the integration testing environment. Tester performs FTBR testings and prepares proof documents and sign offs. Next, other move method from integration testing to the user acceptance. Client EAT testing performs documents and sign offs. So deploy user acceptance to the production. So coming to the DB2 changes, as I said, we don't do any DDL changes in testing 2. We request DB team whatever the changes required. So by either email, document, incident request according to the project standards. So we have completed JCL, COBOL, DB2, new and bug fixing. So development testing deployments. So we have few more concepts to understand here. How to bug fix a subprogram, and in a single time we cannot fix a program change. So we need to analyze and continuously edit the program. Need to test again and again. How can we do this? This is two things generally we face the in real time. How to bug fix and test a subprogram. Let's take a task like below. Main program has submodules like program 1 and calling program 2 and program 4, and program 2 calling program 3 and program 4 calling program 5 and 6. So once we generate the dynamic load modules, the dynamic compilation, we will get each program has separate load modules. So one tricky thing understand to here. So if we change the program to has some changes, then we will compile and add it to the unit testing. So only program 2 will be in the unit test region, rest all programs in the production region. Then to test the program 2, we need to retrieve all other programs and place in the unit testing. Not required, because all lower environment jobs contains the self load libs and the production load lib in sequence of step library. So we will see how it is. So this is what I have explained it before. So if we retrieve only to the unit testing environment, the element will be in the first priority is the unit. Then if it is not found in the unit load lib, then it will point to the production load lib. So in the production time, the in our case, so program 2 will be in the unit testing region. It will be pick up from the unit, and rest everything will be pick up from the production region. The next understanding is program change repeatedly and repeatedly testing. So this is standard procedure as I said before. Endeavor retrieve method, developer retrieve production program to the local, and in the local PDS he will analyze and try to fix the bug. So add to the program to the local to unit testing environment, then performs the unit testing the fix. So if the test fix is successful, then he will move to the program changes to the next environment. If not, as already we have the program in local, we will edit again and we will add to the unit testing environment and again. So then to test unit testing perform again. So this is repeats until unit testing will be successful. So unit testing environment already has the program changes. So once we add again, that will be overridden and the new element will be placed. So every time new changes will be occupied on the unit testing environment. That's how the testing will be continued. So this is same repeat to the next environment too. Once batch is successful, go to the next environment, If not, the bug will be raised. Then we should start from the again analyze bug fix from the unit testing the same steps. So we have finished the technical parting of system. We will see few more general things, few cycles to understand. So development life cycle, endeavor cycle, release cycle, and support life cycle. So software development cycle, nothing but whatever we discussed till now. So developer does the analysis, code fix, and performs the unit testing, and prepares handover proof documents. So it will be in the MS Word, MS Excel majorly, and it will be based upon the project standards. So we take it as a Word documents and Excel documents. So then developer sign-offs to move to move the elements to the next environment integration. And FT bad testers will perform the bad testings, FT bad testings, then prepares handover proof documents. So then sign-offs to move elements to the next environment EAT. Client performs unit test EAT testing and prepares handover documents and sign-offs to deploy to the production. Release management take all handover documents, proof documents, and prepares release plan to prove or deploy to the production. This is endeavor cycle. This is I already explained. Like we will add to the unit testing environment, then move to the integration, move to the user acceptance, then deploy to the production. So if bug fix, we will retrieve from production source code to the local. So fix edit, add to the unit again. The same process will be continued. The next cycle, release cycle. So every month, last day as a release day plans. This is again the project standard. So few projects will be every month release, 3 months release, or 6 months release like that. Release nothing but deploying element to the production. So in the middle time, like from last day means first day onwards till the last day of deploying production, all the tasks should be finished. Like requirement gathering, analysis, design, development, testing, documentation, everything should finish, and release management should be ready with the production deployment. All production jobs trigger by scheduler. Scheduler by nothing but a tool. TWS, I gave example here, Tivoli workstation from IBM. So developer tester don't have access to trigger production jobs. In case of any ad hoc request to trigger production jobs, we should ask production support team to help on that. So if any failures in production for regular schedulings, the production support team raises bug or issue in incident portal to development team. So incident portal I gave example here ServiceNow. So the development team picks the issue and analyze the issue and works on that for a bug fix. Once fix is testing stage is finished, they deploy to the production like every release plan. Two important things to remember. So this is for fake experience candidates, so can be easily identified. We don't compile COBOLs using the JCLs as training time. So bind JCL and compile JCL we don't use. We use Endeavor tool for that. So to run nothing but run JCL is nothing but here testing. All testing process is nothing but run JCLs only. So the next point is production jobs cannot trigger by the developer or tester. They never have the access. Only production support team to help on that. These two things should be remembered. Now we will finish few general questions. What tools used? So for bad jobs tracking, like the jobs whatever we have tested, everything will go to the SDSF, as we know in training time also the same. So in the real time we will have lots of jobs, thousands of jobs. So each and every job won't be stay back in the SDSF itself. So after 5 minutes of time, those will be archived to the spool archive tool. that is called SAR tool. So what it is also looks the same like SDSF, but only archived jobs will be placed there. For online kicks failures also, we have another archive part that is called IBM fault analyzer. This is also, so when failure comes, we can see in the SDSF after 5 minutes that will be archived to the IBM fault analyzer. DB2 tools, so we used in the training times Poofy mostly. So in the real time, we can use of file manager, RC query, and QMF, etc. So these are with some few advanced features. The next few tools will be TWS, as I explained before, that is called OPC tool, nothing but operations team tool, Tivoli workstation for job scheduling for production jobs, Endeavor for version controlling, compiling, and binding for each environment, ServiceNow for incident tool, production support team raises the bugs here. Next, this is Kanban, nothing but like every day meetings should be conducted. Outlook and Teams for team emailing and chatting. What are the different teams involved for day-to-day activities? We can separate mainframe as two engineers, application engineers and system engineers. So application engineer is nothing but the developer, and system engineer is nothing but the whoever provides the environment, mainframe environment. So if we check one by one, the application engineers development team. So all above activities, development, analyze, fix, everything program related things. So next team is operations team, the TWS job scheduling, monitoring of failures, logging service nova incidents. The next team is DB2 team. So all DB2 operations, table creations, space increase, partitions, index creations, alter tables, etc. The next application engineers is release management team. So every month release, they plan release plans and they follow some procedures. So coming to the system engineers, storage team, all file storage issues, DB2 storage issues, etc. So kicks team, all kicks related operations, kicks regions up, down, etc. So Endeavor team, Endeavors are rather install software issues, they will take care. So this is like tool management engineers. How documentation is happening. So normal Word, Excel documents filled and placed in Teams, Conference, etc. according to your project standard. So before code fix, we will do requirement gather document. I did not mention here, and analysis document, technical design document. What are we going to change? How to do? So after code fix, we will provide technical specifications and unit testings and functional testing, business acceptance testing, user acceptance testing, all proof documents, either in MS Word or Excel documents itself, all those. And release management doc. So few other extra documents may require for release management. So this is again to the project specification, project standard. So what are the general team meetings? So daily team stand up every day team will be gathered at 5 to 10 minutes of meeting, like who is working on what task. So like if they have team has any issues or uh, problems, they should explain here, the team could help you. So the next is release code review, nothing but whatever we have done the program changes for release, we should review with the senior or management teams. If they have any kind of concerns, like in standard process, they will guide you. So we should take the actions on that. Then retrofit, once the release is finished, we should make a note of what are the mistakes we have done in the last release and why, how to rectify them. How the work comes and assigns to the team. So we have seen one example, ServiceNow incidents. So the issues raised by the uh, production develop support team, that will be assigned to the team member to work on that. So hardly it will be 1 week of time to take the task, analyze, fix, and everything. And another way is headache request from the client on emails, and The small enhancement requirements, so like documents, it will come from management, and projects and new requirements to add the new requirements to the projects. So the tenure will be 1 week for issues for email ad hoc request if it is a small 1 week. So small enhancements according to the requirement, it will be the 2 to 3 weeks. Then projects, it mostly above 1 month. What questions we fake experience people so cannot ask to your team and can ask to your team. So 100 percentage means all the questions we should can ask, like a new or unknown tool operating. Like example, if you don't know the endeavor tool, we can ask that we don't know the endeavor tool. So in the place of endeavor, we can have other tool like similar tool changement. So we can, if you don't know, we can ask how to operate that. And how system design, like how many test environments, how the testing flow will be, and how to move to the next environments. And document procedures, either word or excel or any other procedure, how to do that. So this is we can ask the, we can get from the project team itself. So 50 percentage means half of we can ask, like how to start analysis and project flow, project documentation. So these are the things we can, basic questions we can ask them. Then after we should start our analysis on our own. So 0 percentage means we must not ask these questions, like pure technical questions. Example, what is 803 event, what is bug, what is, how to solve it. We must not ask. So we will see some tools and how their home pages. So this is mainframe homepage. We just log into the system here. Then this is after login, all the tool mainframe related operations, etc. So for create datasets, we use the 3.2, browse dataset 3.4, SDSF, SST. For SAR, we have U for utilities, S for SAR. Like wherever they have installed, we should get these details from project team. So I have given samples here. So this is SDSF, we know this very well, and this is SAR. So it will be similar. The means how to access, like giving question mark. Then after we can go inside and we can browse each job. This is fault analyzer. So this is also same, like giving question mark and open it, and we can find the bug details. And spoofy. This is we already operated in training times mostly. So this is endeavor. So we have another session for endeavor. We can have a look over there. This is homepage for endeavor tool. Thank you. That's all from this session.